What's going on? What's going on, everybody, tonight? Hey, I'm not just by myself. I got a few friends. I got Twyla with me tonight. And I got Dr. Van and Kim. Y'all sound like y'all got your own podcast.
We do. We just haven't produced it yet.
That's
What's it called?
life.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, you coined a phrase for our podcast for us right now, and that's what we're gonna roll with.
All right. I gotta think. Listen, we know many of you all are coming off of the prayer line, and man, if we ever needed prayer, we sure do need it now. So much stuff going on in the world today. And I read a statistic came out across CNN today saying how many shootings have happened in this calendar year. Man, the world has gone mad. This is not information to you, but man, it's just gone crazy. And so what a privilege we have to come this Wednesday night. We in a new series, y'all. I didn't announce it. I was supposed to announce it last week, but we in a new series. Those of you that were here on last Sabbath, we taught on why did I get married. Mm-hmm. And if you got time, just go back and watch that. What's going on, Brother Murphy? What's going on with you tonight? Last week we taught on why did I get married. And so we're in a series right now called The People. If you remember hand me that book, babe. Y'all remember last series we started with the push? Y'all remember?
Yeah.
Y'all done dropped so many things, and we had this devotional. The devotional, babe.
You didn't say which one.
I'm sorry.
You said hand me the book. I'm just
this book. Y'all remember this?
Yes. Oh yes. Let's work live right now.
Huh?
The push. If I must say so myself, that was a good devotional series. Book 2 was good.
Yeah, the push. Y'all remember that?
Push was good.
And we pushed our way from French fries and from soda
away from snacks.
From the snacks.
That was the push.
Push.
I was pushing.
And so now we're going to deal with the people. This is a series on family life issues and challenges. And so last week we dealt with why did I get married? And this Friday, turn up. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's spoil you another. This Friday, we got the bachelor and bachelorette party. It's going down like 4 flat tires starting at 7:00. We need you in the building. This is not just for married couples. This is for singles alike. We want to pour into men and women. Y'all know good and well it's not just married folk to go to a bachelor and bachelorette party. Y'all know y'all be turning up during them bachelor and bachelorette parties. So we're gonna try Dr. Griffin. Trying to keep it PG-13 this Friday. I mean, we're gonna be in the church, so you know.
It's adults, right?
It's adults.
Yes, at the bachelor and bachelorette party.
We've got child care, so we're gonna turn up. And so that's this Friday night at 7:00. We're gonna have something for you to put in your belly, get in my belly. And so you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about child care. You just gotta come. And I promise it's gonna be a blessing at 7:00. Why don't you come at 6:45? Just prepare yourself to come during that time. And so then, as you know, this coming Sabbath, we are having a wedding. I still do a vow renewal of husband and wife. How many years y'all been married?
Well, Kim and I have been married 23 years, man.
Wow.
You in your Jordan year.
I'm in my Jordan years, man. This coming December will be 24 years that I still do.
You still do. And this August will be 19 for us.
More now.
19 years. Yeah, 19 years.
You get points for knowing. That was a quick response.
Elder, you got your numbers.
He always knows. It's me that's struggling. I'll be like,
in other words, I
just say it's a long time. It's a long time.
Well, you know, the African American poet Jason Nelson, forever is a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while. So I still do. Listen, I'm telling you, church service is going to be a little different. So bear with us. It won't be a regular traditional church service. This Sabbath, the church service will be a wedding. We want, listen, y'all, we want heaven to kiss earth on this Sabbath.
I received that.
And I feel like the overflow of heaven is going to tiptoe down into the sanctuary, and God is going to do some amazing things for this vow renewal. We've got 71 couples registered.
Wow.
Good God, from a burning bush. 71 couples that we should see on Friday night and Sabbath. And then, as you know, after the wedding, you take wedding pictures. And then after you take pictures, you go where?
Reception.
You go to the reception.
Well, I don't know. Some people might want to go right to the hotel.
Oh, so
well,
you know what?
Don't skip steps. Don't skip steps.
Hey,
listen, after you said that, I do, it's over.
If I come late to the reception and I go up 198 and I come late, then you're gonna know why. Hey, listen. I wish I had money to send everybody on a honeymoon of some sorts. To go in that bridal chamber, as they would say in the Old Testament.
Yeah, if you show up late with your clothes all disheveled, we got issues, man.
Doc, man, he's the keeper of my soul. We thank God. So that's this Sabbath, and then next Sabbath, the first Sabbath in May, is Education Day. And so, listen, y'all, we've got Pine Forge Academy, Creative Arts, and the choir that's going to be with us. Listen, the Creative Arts, they will be ministering to us at 10:50, from 10:50 to 11:25. Tell your friends and your enemies. If you tell your enemies, they might become your friends. Tell them these young people have been rehearsing and they've got something powerful to share in dramatic presentation. They're going to do that right before the worship service. And then the choir will be with us during the worship experience to sing the songs of Zion. And so we're looking forward to next weekend. And so we're excited about it. Listen, Doc, can you give us a word of prayer as we pray? And then we're going to get into it tonight. We got some stuff we're going to talk about.
Let's do it, man. Let's talk to Jesus. Heavenly Father, what a privilege it is to connect with the people of God on this midweek service. And as we connect and we talk about life, real stuff, as human beings, as couples, as individuals, we just pray your presence will not just be within this Zoom, this stream, but it will be in homes of those who are watching now and those who will catch it later. That's our prayer. That's our hope. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. So, man, if you're watching right now, share this link, send this link to somebody. Tell them, hurry up. God is going to say something. God is going to speak. We're in this series called The People. Last week, we talked about why did I get married? Why in the world did I get married? Well, tonight, this is our topic. Tonight is what do you wish you would have known before you got married? That's we about to get into it tonight. So 23 years, the Griffins are in their Jordan year. We in year 19. I don't know what I don't know what that is. So it's 19, whatever.
Listen, it's 19
it's
strong
19
now.
Yeah,
hey,
that's I know.
I'm gonna start off with a very intriguing and strong question. I don't know if y'all want to go here right now, but it's the first question I wrote down. Y'all gonna rock with me?
Yo, we with you, man. We with you.
23 years, 19 years. I don't think y'all with me because I'm going for the jugular right now. Y'all ready?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go
How much baggage do you think you brought in the marital relationship?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna let you answer first.
see, before it was all good. Now I told you I was coming to jugular.
No, seriously.
So here it is.
No. I want to respond.
Good evening, John Graves. Huh?
I want to respond to that. That is the thing about marriage, is you do not realize how much baggage you're bringing. You think that, I'm good. You think that all I'm bringing to this thing is just me and me and my spouse are about to start this brand new life together. And what we build from this day forward is all that we're going to have joint baggage. Like we're going to create baggage. We're going to purchase baggage. You know, we're going to rent. You know what I'm saying? But me showing up with baggage already. And here is the danger. And not even realize that I have it. Man, just thinking about it overwhelms me. Because for many of us, we don't even acknowledge that we have issues and challenges. We think we're ready for marriage, and you are to a certain extent, but you're not ready for all that marriage entails. Like there are some things that you journey together on, and you start this whole thing of discovery. And
that's a good way to put it.
And during that discovery, and I'm learning that the discovery phase really never ends.
No,
it just continues to expand and expand.
Yes. It doesn't end. I'll say this. You know, Van said that there are people who actually don't believe they're bringing any baggage. Mm-hmm. There are people who are aware that they are bringing baggage into the relationship. You know, and so they think they are, you know, I dare say self-aware.
You thought you was.
I brought some. No, I brought a lot.
You know, but then to be honest, your bag has zippers and deep pockets and
secret compartments.
Yes, you think that stuff is cool when you first get the bag, but you don't realize what you've stuffed down in there. So you can be aware, and there's some things you've actually expressed and revealed. Mm-hmm. And then there are other things that just as you discover and you're growing and things are changing, man, I didn't even know that was in there. So yeah, I think you have people who are aware, mm-hmm. and then you have another group of people who do believe they have come into the relationship and they are good.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I don't know how much I brought, but I do know I brought a whole, and I think I am still learning the things that are in the bag. Mm-hmm. This was there when I marched down the aisle December 26th. Mm-hmm. It was there. It was not noticeable, but it was there. I carried it with me from the very beginning. Yeah.
So I gave a quote last week, and I stand by it. It kind of made me think about it based on what you said, Doc. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite quotes, David Chenard: "Nobody is ready for marriage." You ain't like I believe marriage is arguably one of the biggest faith walks you ever take. Absolutely. Because nobody knows what marriage is like until you get married. You just don't know. I don't care how many podcasts you listen to. I don't care how many books you read. Lois Peters said we each had a full suitcase. We had to get a new suitcase for each of us, took out of what we can use and filled up on the new suitcase so we can make it to 50 years. We had to throw out a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Peters, I'm going to take it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it far.
That needs to be saved. Somebody needs to save that, and we need to continue to use that right there, because she just said a whole lot.
That's it, man. You know what I mean? And watch this. You bring those bags in, and you really don't know where to put them. And then because that's where I was about to go.
Well, we don't unpack.
We carry around so much emotional baggage. Mm-hmm. And emotional baggage is baggage you don't want to unpack. And so there are bags all in our house. And some bags, you ever look for something, and so you start looking in stuff that you haven't looked in a while. And so you really don't know what's in there. And you're like, man, I didn't even know this stuff was in here.
Oh, yeah. Or
I said something you thought were a gift actually turned out to be baggage.
Hey, here's another one, man. I didn't know it was in there, or I forgot. Like I was in my closet, in my home, in a space that shall remain nameless downstairs. And when Well,
he meant to say one of his many closets.
See,
That's so let's talk about baggage.
I don't have baggage. I have storage. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we messed it up. But carry on. Sorry, no worries.
But bro, I ran across a nice polo shirt, man. That I forgot I even had that shirt.
Yeah, still had the tag on it.
Bro, I haven't worn it yet. Like it has yet to be worn. It's and when I think about stuff like that, there's stuff that we put in the back of our minds, and we've tried to, self-medicate. We've got involved in extracurricular activities. We've done so many things in hopes that we never find that stuff that we've had for a while.
You know what I just thought about? There are some things, you talking about clothes, Doc. There are some things, Van, that fit us when we were single that don't fit us once we get married.
Okay.
Like their clothes, like I was going through my closet the other day, just cleaning it out a little bit. And it was just some stuff didn't fit right anymore because I didn't even know some of the stuff was in there. I had shirts. I was like, one of the shirts I put on, they were too big. Lord's blessed me, been in the gym. One of the shirts too big. And my twin was like, what you doing with that shirt? It don't fit no more. You need to give it away. And the frustration in marriage is trying to hold on to things that don't work out in the marital relationship.
But I think also going back to when you're saying about baggage, sometimes you're not going to be aware of your baggage. That's why you have your spouse, so that they can let you know of the baggage that you have, because they are a mirror. Like they're looking at you, you looking at them, and they're telling you like, did you know you have these issues that you need to work out? I mean, that's just what it is. And so they just, point that stuff out. And you be like,
hey, Twyla, I don't think that's the issue. The issue is how you say it.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it like that, but I'm saying your spouse is gonna be, probably in the heat of the moment.
If that joint hurt, it really don't matter how you say it. It's just like
that's true. I mean, in the tense moments, the thing gonna come out with a little sting, but you're gonna work through it. But I mean,
cool, crispy day.
I'm just saying, don't highlight my baggage when I'm already down and hurting, or don't highlight it in the heat of an argument. I mean, like, why not? We having a really good time. We eating some good ice cream. Well, again, depending on what it is, it still will take your day.
Yeah, because I'm like, if you having a good day eating ice cream, why you want to bring me down with the comment? Like, you having a good day. So let me go to this question. And I'll start off on this. I'll be brave. And here's the question: what did you actually think marriage was going to be like? I'm gonna tell you what I thought.
She just laughed at you, man.
All right, hold on.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I really did. Y'all, Griffins, don't laugh at me because my wife already laughing at me. I thought that marriage, I thought our marriage was just going to work without putting work in.
My.
I thought because we was both Seventh-day Adventists, because we was, you laughing at me. I told you not to. I asked you not to, but you laugh. Because we both Seventh-day Adventists, because we both black, because we both was attracted to each other, because we both had some common interests, because we both, y'all remember grillers? Y'all remember them things? I don't know. We both like grill. Because we enjoyed, I thought it was just going to work until it wasn't working. And that was one of the biggest things that I think caused me frustration. I just thought it was going to work. I just thought it was going to click. I just thought things would be great. I had a very, and I share this with my couples when I do premarital education, I had a very Hollywood marriage mentality.
You had like a rom-com.
I had a rom-com. Now, Griffin, do you know what that is?
We talked about rom-com today.
I thought it was. I thought we'd just be, just enjoying each other, having sex all day, riding off into the sunset, just going over. I don't know what I thought. I just thought I was very lofty with stuff.
That's a good way to put it. You was very lofty.
You co-signed it.
I mean, I remember when we was in our premarital counseling and we took a test. It said that you was like in the fields, thinking we was going to be running through the fields, and he was like, "You're not really realistic of what this is going to be like."
I had very unrealistic expectations. What did you think it was going to be like that?
I mean, I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be like a romantic comedy.
You didn't.
No, I mean, I thought it was going to be. I mean, just looking at people's marriages. I mean, my parents' marriage, they've been married for a long time, but I mean, nobody's marriage is perfect. So I didn't think it was going to be like this.
A rom-com.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like it was going to be on TV. But I don't know if of what it is now. I don't know if I thought it was going to be like that either as well. I mean, marriage is just, it's a lot of work. You definitely have to work it, and you can't just allow for it to do its own thing because it will spin out of control.
And that's what I thought. I thought it was just going to do its own thing. We loved God. We both loved God.
We both wanted God.
We both wanted God. we read the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So imagine my frustration then when my rom-com wasn't working out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I went all the way back to H-Town. I don't know if y'all even remember that, man.
Yes.
When I think marriage is gonna be like, I mean, all I could hear was, before my ears got saved, H-Town. Somebody rocking.
Sing it, Elder.
Somebody rocking the boots.
The boots.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you thought. Hey, listen, man, it's already people.
Somebody knocking the boots.
Y'all get super holy on us. I mean, because in our minds, man, we have made it. You know what I'm saying? We held on. The Lord brought us through.
Like, you so excited. You got the Jordan eyes and your Jordan years. You just been crying.
And it was that and the other. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't have one without the other. It's going to be.
Hey, Doc, can you acknowledge leveled up's question? Because I think that's a great question in there. How can you become aware of your baggage or your partner's baggage during the engagement stage so you can work on things?
Yeah, I think the best way to do that, being totally transparent. And Wash, I think you and I talked about this before. I share this with all of my couples when I do premarital counseling. Kim and I were in counseling, and man, bro, I'm giving the good stuff, the painted. I mean, I'm laying it on thick. And this is how you can become aware of your baggage and your partner's baggage. Once I finished talking, it was clear that Kim and I were not on the same page. The way I had upped Kim, I mean, she didn't stop me, but when it came to her, she's just like, okay, here's the stuff that I want to talk about. He does this, that. She undressed your boy in front of the counselor. Oh, man,
but that's the best way to put it. I mean, put it there so you would get it fixed.
But there to get help.
But Sister First Lady, I wasn't prepared. And so based on this question here, here's how you can become aware during the engagement stage. You keep it 100.
Yeah.
Like whatever you might think is on your mind regarding your spouse to be or yourself, expose that thing.
Yes.
Because like mold, if it stays in darkness, it spreads and you gonna die. Absolutely. The way you kill mold is you expose it. Yes. Light got to be on it.
It has to go both ways.
Absolutely.
You can't just be highlighting your partner's flaws or their baggage.
There should be
it needs to be balanced. Like you're actually identifying those places where you have some items that these need to be worked on.
When she finished with me, I was like, oh, okay.
But you know what I just thought about?
Go ahead.
we've talked about this before. I think the level to which you're able to keep it 100 is contingent and dependent on the level of trust you have with the other person. Like,
but listen, we were in the early stages. We're trying to build trust. But I tell you, that day I grew up a little bit. You understand? In other words, I understood the seriousness about what we were getting ready to get into. Like, this was no longer just Kim and Vandeon liking each other. We're getting ready to build a life for eternity, because we only had one option with getting married, and that is till death do us part.
Yeah.
Somebody going out in the body bag.
We went into marriage with only one option. And today, the only option that Kim and I have on the table is till death do us part. So in order for us to maintain that, we actually have to keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't, then death won't do us part, but extramarital affairs will do us part. You know what I'm saying? Finances and not managing them well will do us part. You know, in other words, we decided that leaving is never an option for us. And in order for us to really in order for marriage to work for us, then we realize there's certain things that have to happen. And it's still a discovery for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still a discovery, and I'm sure if we brought, Lois Peters and her husband on with us right now, they would tell us they're still discovering stuff after 50 years. And they are not allowing those new discoveries to tear them apart. They're willing to work through them.
And here's the other thing. If you don't know what's in you, you aren't able to share with the other person what's in you. Or if you're still trying to realize, man, what is this about me? I'm less than open to share that.
You definitely have to try to be more self-aware, self-reflective of yourself. And a lot of times when you're in marriage, it's easy to point the finger at your spouse and be able to pick apart everything that is wrong with that person. But you have to say, what part did I play? How am I in this situation as well? And to also add on to Level Up's question, you're not going to be able to know every baggage that your significant other is bringing into the marriage,
or yourself,
because the person that I was when I got married to him 19 years ago, I'm not the same. I'm not that same person. Like, I have evolved into so many other different and grown, and we've had so many experiences within our lives, spiritual experiences, our own family experiences, life experiences, kids that have changed us into completely different people. And so your marriage is going to continue to evolve, but like, you just have to have that strong foundation. You have to have that strong foundation first. And then, with these baggages that are because they're gonna pop up anywhere.
Yeah. I like what Christina said. I don't know if the media team can put it back. Yeah. How to become aware of your own baggage. Recognize anything that is considered sensitive or off limits to share or discuss with your partner is probably attached to lost luggage or baggage. Y'all are on fire.
So in other words, if it's sensitive and I really want to talk about it.
Talk about it.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Like, these sensitive conversations, they hurt. There's gonna be a lot of tears shed. We've had a lot of tears shed. It's usually me. There's a lot of tears that are shed. I mean,
I be crying. I be having the Jordan eyes.
Nah. And then, in life experiences will open up a whole new bag.
Yes.
Something happens,
That's where those hidden things
when you have loss, and depending on what kind of loss it is, And in my life, or in our family life, I've experienced quite a few losses that I had not experienced in years, literally. I mean, we've gone in our family 18 years before we've experienced any kind of loss. And then all of a sudden, and as a pastor, I'm preaching funerals all the time.
It's different.
But it's different when it's your family. And so you go 17, 18 years almost before we ever experienced a loss as a married couple with family members. That's close. And then you realize, oh man, there's all kind of stuff tied to this. And to know that you actually have a spouse, and I think what you're saying, Twyla, is so paramount to this discussion. That is, during counseling and pre-engagement counseling, you won't discover everything, but what you do know, share that, and begin to build upon that to say, okay, I know at least right now I feel safe. The only way we know we feel safe is we got to expose some stuff.
Absolutely.
I got to test it. I got to get out there and see, can I share this and it be safe?
You're saying you have to, if this is going to be a marital relationship, you have to be willing to take that risk at some point.
Take the risk, yes. And then as the receiver, the person, so someone is being vulnerable, your partner is being vulnerable with you. You need to make sure that thing has a safe place to land.
Yes.
So your comments.
Say it again in Spanish.
I wish I could.
Say it with your chest.
Your comments cannot, that is not a moment for you to fix it.
Yeah.
It's just let it land there. And, it's hard enough to put those things out there. What we are vulnerable about, those things that we're concerned about, those things that we know are inside. And if I'm trying to level up with you, in my relationship, I am sharing those things. I want to build trust. And as the receiver of that, I've got to be sensitive and aware enough to know that it needs to land in a safe space to be nurtured, and I can actually experience healing.
I like that.
You know why that's so powerful, Kim? Because I think what you just did was opened up something that I brought up, which is I'm just talking about me, how I'm wired. If I tell her something, right? If I share something and it don't land well, and I feel like,
or don't land at all.
It don't land at all. And she criticizes what I say, or it's not held in value. It pushes me away from wanting to come share again.
Yes.
That's powerful. And what I used to do early in our marriage, I'm a slow learner. Every time Twyla would come and share something, you can corroborate this. Every time she would share something with me, don't shake your head yet. I would immediately go into the mode of, how can I fix it?
Let me fix it.
And she, 95% of the time, she wasn't sharing it with me to fix it. Yeah. She was sharing it with me just so it can be held.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm so busy trying to fix that I can't even hold it because I'm trying to fix. And she was like, I had to realize in a marital relationship that as even as her husband, there are actually things that I cannot fix.
Yes.
Or you're not. It's not your responsibility to
fix.
That's it. And in our relationships, we take on more responsibility than we should.
Yeah.
This is a team effort. It's no 50-50. It's 100-100. And so I'm with you 100 as I listen. But it's hard for me to do because, again, I'm a fixer. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to church people coming to me all the time to fix it.
Yes. Mr. Fix It.
Mr.
I think that's what it is
for you.
Yeah.
And she needed me to be Mr. Listen It.
Yeah, because I never really wanted you to be like, unless I say, what do you think?
Yeah.
If I say, what do you think?
Doc, this ain't the time to laugh.
How can we fix this? Then you can come in and tell me how we can fix it. But 9 times out of 10, it was just like, I just want you to hear what it is that I'm saying. Hear it.
Yes.
And hear that.
Yeah. So I think that's what we need to listen for. Like, regardless whether, if we have that personality to fix things, did our partner say, what do you think? That's your clue to then follow through with the fix.
That's the cue.
Yes. So if they don't give you that, you're just there to receive it and listen.
So, let me say this, and this may rub people the wrong way who are listening. Those of us, and notice I didn't say you, those of us who are fixers, we have to recognize that in most cases, it's easier for us to fix it than to listen and stay in it. You know why? Because if we fix it, then we can detach ourselves from it immediately. And what our spouses are trying to do is invite us on a journey with them, with what they're going through. Take the journey with me. I don't want you to fix it, but man, since you my ride or die, will you ride with me with this one? And just listen. You know what I'm saying? And I may come to you tomorrow with the same thing. And in my mind, and in Doc Wash's mind, I mean, our antennas are going off because we've come up with 25 different ways to simply resolve this, and we don't have to stay in it. We don't have to journey with them, with the spouses. And what I'm learning, not a discovery, what I'm learning is it's a whole lot sweeter when we decide I'm not going to fix it. I'm just going to journey with her and see how it's going to land when we get to our destination. And it's usually pretty sweet. We mess it up, though, because we tried to fix it, and then they shut down and said, forget it. I won't talk to you about it. I'll keep it to myself, or, I start talking to somebody else. And that's what we don't want. I mean, if this is my ride or die, this is my best friend, this is a person that I find myself comfortable with and safe with, I've got to take time to journey with her. And I want to encourage us to do that. Take the journey, especially when they're not requesting us to be the mechanic.
you know what trying to fix it also does, Doc Griff? It stops communication.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm saying.
If I fix it, and so sometimes, again, I'm late to the party. It takes me a while to learn. Sometimes she was sharing just because she wanted to talk. But if I go into fix it mode, then we ain't got to talk about it no more. It's fixed. It's already done. It is already done.
Yeah, and then we go back to talking about superficial stuff.
Yeah,
as opposed to stuff that is more meaningful for them, even if it's not that meaningful for us. It's meaningful for them, and because it's that meaningful for them, we need to then get into that journey with them.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that you've not asked me to share, but I think that the number one or in the top 5 things that marriages struggle with is this one word that's huge, and that's selfishness. And I think that for many of us, we come into the marriage unintentionally and then sometimes intentionally being so selfish that it has to always be about us. And we find creative ways to make it about us that we think our spouses are not picking up. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we learn how to
pick it up.
Yeah. Some of them pick it up. But this thing of, well, I think we should go here. I think we should do this. I think we should eat this. I think I think it's better if we do. We're never on the giving end as much as we are on the taking end. We want to always be selfish. And I learned as I sit with couples and you hear all of this stuff that they're talking about, and you realize at the core of this, you're selfish. That's your problem. You're selfish and you're not willing to let your partner win.
So you would say one of the things you wish that I'm not saying you, I'm saying you in the plural
No,
sense.
I'm telling you, me personally.
What you would have known before marriage is how selfish you are. I learned how selfish I was once I got married. I really did. I
mean, that's where it is exposed, because otherwise,
her face.
I said nothing.
her face.
And the words came out of my mouth.
In marriage, it's exposed there, because that's where, I mean, otherwise I'm making my own decisions, so I don't have to ask anyone, or what do I want to eat, or where do we want to go. I'm making those decisions on my own. So when I have to merge, that's when, we have a little weave. It's not an easy merging.
You know what? There was a show that came on years ago. Y'all gonna judge me, but I'm gonna say it. There was a show that came on years ago, and we used to actually watch it together Thursday night. It was called Making the Band. And so Puff Daddy, aka Sean Combs, he would go out to search for this young talent to try to make a band across the nation. And so I never shall forget, there was a girl trying to make the band. And the girl could dance and she could sing. There was one problem, First Lady Kim. You know what that problem was? When they put her with other people, it was hard for her to harmonize.
Okay.
So she could sing,
yes.
But they said, man, I don't know if she can harmonize. And so they would put her with people, and they would tell her simple songs, harmonize with Mary Had a Little Lamb. And so they were trying to get her to harmonize because she was such a good dancer. And so I remember the singing coach would be like, harmonize on this song. And every time they asked her, she couldn't do it. And I remember the singing coach said, see, you're exposed. You're exposed. You're good by yourself. But when we put you with somebody else to harmonize, you can't do it. And one of the things in marriage is we can do bad all by ourselves. But when you get put with somebody else, you get exposed. Yes. And my selfishness was not evident by myself. But once I got married, once I said I do, I got exposed. I couldn't harmonize.
You couldn't harmonize, man. And so you'll come home with food for you and then call your wife and say, hey, did you want something?
No. I ain't do that.
Now he's good about, especially when it comes with
say that.
I mean, you don't want to put it back on.
I'm sorry.
He's good about when it comes with food and whatnot. He's gonna be like, "Hey, I'm out. Did you want something?" Like he is definitely.
Say it in the mic.
He's definitely good about bringing me home some food and asking me if I want some food. Right. I will say that.
Yeah, no. The point is, when you're selfish, though, sometimes you would do stuff like that. Not you all in particular, but you'll go to somewhere and you'll do something for yourself and not even think about your spouse. You don't always do with them in mind.
Yes.
And that's the point, like when somebody asks me something, a lot of times I filter it just by this is what works for me, as opposed to this is what works for we. Like I am no longer a single individual. I have a wife and I have a child. And so when people are talking to me and asking me to do this or what I think about this, I have to now think about this through the prism of we and not me. And when I don't do it that way, then I end up making decisions that benefit me, but cause tension between the two of us. Well, did you even think about? And I'm like, no, I wouldn't even. I mean, at that very moment, I was just
thinking like that.
But that is a behavior that you have to begin to learn sometimes within marriage, that is no longer just you, but there's other people involved. And then that's just something you just begin to learn. And you have to be open to it. Like when you're in the marriage, you cannot be closed off to things. Like you cannot be stuck in your ways, putting your foot down. You have to be like, okay, it's just not me. I need to see this person's point of view as well. A lot of times you would be in these marriages with folks and they're like, it's my way or the highway. And it's like, you get nowhere with that.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah. If it's your way or the highway, take the highway.
You need to get on the highway and keep it moving. Take all your bags and keep it moving.
So let me go here before we continue on what I wish you would have known before you get married. That's what we in right now. We in this series on the people. And we're talking tonight. Me and Twala walking with doctors Griffin. I'm speaking prophetically about why what you wish you would have known before you got married. And so we got another question by Leveled Up. My man, he's trying to level up. That's what I feel like.
He's leveling up. Listen,
I spoke last week when I preached on why did I get married, on finding a common purpose goal for your life with your spouse. How do you figure out what that is? So, man, it is a lot of deep and honest conversations because two cannot walk together unless they be agreed. And it is nothing worse than two people living in the same house but going in the opposite direction. So you have to sit down with the other person in marriage and say, what do we want? And how is this going to work for us moving forward? Because if you have varied opinions on how y'all going to move forward, and it's not one common purpose and one common agenda about how you're going to get there, then you always going to be at odds. I think I said this last week, but I don't remember, and it bears repeating. I realized a couple years ago that one of the biggest frustrations in marriage is we wish we were married to ourselves. Because if we were married to ourselves, then our spouse would think like us, act like us, behave like us, eat like us, budget like us. My wife loves salad.
And be broke like us.
Be broke like us. She loves salads. And so I'm like, hey, what you want to eat? Oh, I just get a little salad. I'm like, hey, what? Okay. My point is, I'm like, man, well, why can't she think like? And the problem is, most of us think when we talk about what you thought marriage is going to be like, most of us thought we married angels, and we are frustrated when we discover that all we did was marry another human being.
Yes, sir.
That's all we did. And so,
devil. That's what I thought.
No, not devil. I thought we married angels. You said what?
You didn't marry an angel, you married another human being. That's worth reading.
Another human. And so you've got to really sit down. So to your question, it takes time. It really does to sit down and figure out, because you don't even know what this whole marriage is. You're trying to figure out, and then we're trying to walk together. So it takes time for you to understand. I think I have a personal opinion that you learn more about yourself in the first 5 years of marriage than you do the other person. And because marriage is a mirror, it brings out the best and the worst of you. And it pushes you to deal with stuff that you really don't want to deal with. You really don't. I remember, and I think we're on the back nine, so I wrote a whole lot of stuff down. I'm trying to get to one of them.
Okay, get to one of them.
And we ain't been to one yet. But let me say this.
Get to one.
So get to one. Don't say what I was gonna say.
Just get to
All
one.
right. Common purpose. Leveled up.
Hey, that's why you have a spouse right there.
Common purpose. So, hey, Doc, move forward. I'm moving forward. All right. Dr. Roberto Burton, good to see you here tonight, man. So we're talking about what you wish you would have known before you got married. So Dr. Gary Chapman has a book out called 10 Things I Wish I Would Have Known Before I Got Married. And I wrote down some of them. I'm not sure which one I want to highlight that we want to talk about. Let me see. One of the things I wish I would have known before I got married. All right, here it is. I wish that I would have known that I was marrying into a family.
And you know what? Somebody actually posted earlier tonight that when you get to the altar, and I don't want to mess it up, but they talked about when the two of you get there. How many? 6 people?
6 people at the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, read it, Doc.
Yeah. When we get married, there are 6 people at the altar. The person who you think you are, that's right, and Dr. Brown, the person he or she thinks you are, and the person who you really are. Yeah, Dr. Brown said that. And I never, and then I think there's the 7th man in that's there, and that is that family that those persons come from. And so, they don't just come. Kim didn't just come by herself. You know what I'm saying? She came with the Tenson family. You know what I'm saying?
All of them.
All of them. Because how many siblings you have, Kim? You have 3?
I have 4. I'm like,
so it's
what?
5 of them.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, 4.
So I'm gonna be honest with what I didn't know, which came as a shock to me. No.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Like, I have a very good relationship with my mother and father. I call her mother. I started calling her that after I was watching American Dream, the Jackson 5, and they called Catherine mother. So I started.
You talking about my parents?
I started calling your mother mother, and I have a very good relationship with Twyla's parents. So I remember when we got married, and I was talking to some friends one time. I was like, yeah, man, I'm just getting some stuff because my mother-in-law is about to come stay with us for a couple weeks. And their response, Griff, was, oh man, for 2 weeks? Man, how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I feel great.
Yeah.
It's like, you do? Yeah, man, I'm excited. She's cool. And I didn't realize how many couples, there was just so much static and consternation and
because people
stuff with in-laws. They didn't have the best of relationships.
Well, the truth of the matter is, when you do get married, it is the 2 of you. The issue is sometimes the other folks be trying to meddle in to your relationship, and so you got to learn how to
boundaries.
You do have to set those boundaries and be like, it's us, and you are our family as well. But you have to be able to set those boundaries, and it's the other person. If it's somebody else's family, like if it's my family acting a fool, and and basically, if my family was attacking Noah, it would be me. I would need to be like, hello, it's us. You need to fall back. And it's when it is the person, then it's the other spouse that needs to step up. It is not the person who is getting attacked that needs to step up on another person, but it's your person that needs to be like, you need to back up off my.
But you know what? That's why I'm glad you said that too, because that's why it's so important, I think, to set boundaries. Because if I divulge information about our relationship, our marital relationship, to my family about her, I may be able to move on from it, but they may not. Mm-hmm. Right? So some of the stuff we bring on to a relationship because, yeah, man, Twyla did this, Twyla that, whoop-de-whoop. And so then when they come for Christmas, they're going to be looking Twyla up and down like, why you do da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop, all that type of stuff. And so it's like we bring people in and invite them in, and it causes problems that it didn't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So yeah, to Twyla's point, absolutely spot on. There are a number of things that we've talked about in this period of time. And I think what just kind of keeps sticking out for me is the fact that grown people get married, right? That's who gets married, not children. Because to have the conversation to say that it's 2 of us, it's just the 2 of us, even though, no matter how close I am to my family, I am leaving them. So like, it's grown people. So I have to have hard conversations with people who are trying to get into our business. I have to have those hard conversations. I have to sometimes speak to myself and say, you're selfish. This person needs this, and I'm going to journey with them. So I think, what I keep hearing is you have to be mature at a level of maturity to say, I want to venture in this. You've heard us say already that it does not, we're always learning. You're never fully ready for this, but you need to know that I need to have a level of maturity as I'm going into this, because it's going to cause me to bend in some places that I'm not necessarily want to.
Hey man, what? And I know we're like nearing home, and we're getting word that we probably should do a little rapid fire. But you have your 10 things, man.
Well, I'm done. I know we ain't gonna get to them. That was just one.
Let me just drop another one. That forgiveness is not a feeling. So just because I don't feel it doesn't mean that it has not taken place. And the power of that is that we have to keep in mind that God's whole idea for marriage is this whole intimacy that takes place between spouses, because that's his desire for us, is to be intimately involved in our lives. And a lot of times as Christians, we don't feel forgiven.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we have not been forgiven, because forgiveness is not a feeling. It's a principle. I love you. I have forgiven you. And then we've got to work through our own issues that's keeping us from accepting the forgiveness of our spouse.
Yeah.
We've got to work through that and not hold them hostage when they've forgiven us, but we didn't feel it. Well, I don't feel like I've been forgiven. Well, I mean, that there are some other things that are blocking you from accepting and experience the true forgiveness that comes from your spouse. And it's not based on how you feel.
Yeah. And I think that's a great way to really wrap up, because I want to just encourage all spouses. We've got over 70 couples that are registered that's going to renew their vows. God has blessed you to come to this season to renew your vows. And when you renew your vows, whatever happened in the past, keep it in the past. And allow this season, take God up on the opportunity of this season to enter into a new season of your marital relationship that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, and has not entered into a heart. As great, I want to bless somebody with this, and then we're going to close. As great as your marriage has been, there is another level of greatness that God can pull you into. And as difficult as some of your marital relationships has been, there is a level of greatness that God wants to pull you into. And whatever stage or season you find yourself in your marital relationship, man, God has so much more to pour into it. How can I say that? Because heaven always lives in abundance, and there is never lack in God. He always has more to pour into you. And the more you want to receive, the more he has to pour. And so, man, I'm excited about this weekend. So here's a rapid fire, and then we'll close. What's one thing you are expecting God to do for this weekend's vow renewal?
Come back to me. So go. Let me think.
It's one thing you expecting God to do. I'll start. I'm expecting God to bless the couples into a new season of greatness. I am expecting him to bless so that they fully understand they're about to walk into, again, and this is not a feeling. I'm telling you a fact. You are about to walk into a new season of greatness. God is going to do something powerful and amazing and supernatural. If you want to receive it, if you're open to receive it, if you need something from him, God is going to pull you husband, you wife, you married couple in a new level of greatness. And I'm expecting God to do that. I am.
I'm expecting couples to experience another chance, not a second chance, not a third chance, but another chance, and what that looks like for them.
Yes.
And I think you said something. You have another opportunity to start over again. What was in the past is in the past. But also, if what was in the past is preventing you from moving forward and having that other chance with your spouse and with each other, then to deal with it in an appropriate manner. That is, in order for you to move past and experience this brand new start, you appropriately go and deal with stuff that is preventing you that has happened in the past.
Yeah.
So I'm suggesting counseling. I'm suggesting accountability partners. I'm suggesting getting on your knees and starting a prayer time together. Like, put some tools in place that when this new start happens, even though there's some stuff that has hurt you in the past, you're going to appropriately respond to it by using those tools so that you can experience all that God has for you.
Amen.
I think that what I'm expecting for God to do for the couples is to break down walls. Like, in order for you to walk in agreement, to walk hand in hand and handle this thing called life that be lifing you to death, you have to break down the wall between each other and allow for that intimacy to be there, that trust to be there, that vulnerability to be there, all of those things to be there so that you can go and grow and be ride or die in this situation called life. Because one of the best things about being married is that you don't have to go through life
by yourself.
Yes. I mean, life is just a struggle in itself. But it's nice to know that when you look over to your side, there's somebody there who is right there fighting with you through the good times and the bad.
Absolutely. Yeah, I am expecting God to use all that has been planned over this weekend, and I'm really excited about it and been praying through it. I'm expecting what occurs this weekend to encourage a couple or some couples that is worth fighting for. I believe that there are going to be stories shared from all from those who've been married for a short time to those who've been married for 40, 50 years, that will assure you that this thing is not just happening to you, that we've been down this road before, and if we've made it, you can make it too. So that's what I'm excited about. I believe, just as we have all articulated what we're expecting God to do, he can do that and so much more.
He can do it. And so, man, Doc Griff, man, you said something that I want to remind couples as we close about this fresh start and then about this newness. We are going to do something on Sabbath that I believe is going to really help you have a clean slate. And I'm telling y'all, you have no idea. I want you to come, every couple, I want you to come with a spirit of expectation.
Yes.
Because God is going to do something powerful. And don't forget, you got those cards when you registered to write your vows. There will be a time in service that you will repeat your vows that you've written to your husband and to your wife. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a powerful time. I feel it already. I wish I could press the fast forward button. I feel it. You know why? Because God always lives in abundance and he's ready to pour. You got
to come with expectancy, though. You can't be like, you just coming in there.
He's going to pour. And somebody put this in the chat, and I promise I'm going to close. If you're ready for God to pour this weekend, say, I'm ready. Somebody say, I'm ready. Come on, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, or I will keep asking for somebody. Okay, so no, that was the media team that said I'm ready. I need somebody that's going to be there this Sabbath. Say I'm ready for God to pour something in my relationship. Whether you've been married 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. Oh, somebody said I'm ready. Oh, that's Brother Medley. He's not gonna be there. Anybody gonna be there this week?
Listen,
he's still ready though. He's ready. I believe he and his wife are gonna do everything we doing in their living room or something. I feel it. Somebody's gonna be there. Is it too late to register? It is too late to register, unfortunately, Brother Devon Bennett. However, please come Friday night. I feel it in my spirit. Come Friday night. Hey, Devon Bennett, if you and your wife want to come Friday night, come. You know how y'all be.
I just that word. We have a slap.
Come Sabbath, Brother Devon Bennett. Come. God has something for you. And listen,
come with expectations.
Come.
Don't come in there all slothful with an attitude like, man, why am I here? You're here because the Holy Ghost brought you.
And you know how you come from a spirit of expectancy? Here it is. Griffins, when y'all got married, will there be Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I don't know what you talking about, Carvalho Croft, but
there will be
20. Yeah, there will be. 23 years ago, 19 years ago, the week leading up to your wedding,
you was excited.
You was excited, and
I don't know. Everybody is not always excited.
Well, listen, okay, you prepared. You prepared.
You made preparations.
Yes.
You made preparations.
Brother Devon, email communications@brinklowsda.org. Email Brinklow. I'm sorry, communications@Brinklow. Can I put it in the chat? I'm trying to put it in the chat. Sheldon, put that thing in the, yeah, there it is. Email, that's Devon. Email. We got you, brother. Spirit of expectation. Here's what I'm saying. Before you came down the aisle, Kim, before
you was excited,
you came out,
I was
Griff,
excited when I came down the
you prepared. You prepared. And so, brothers, if you wasn't going to get that hair done right,
well,
get that hair dyed, laid to the side, red beans and gravy. I ain't too lazy. Like, prepare for God to do something, and God will do the exceedingly and abundantly more than you can ever ask or think. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for him to pour his grace. I'm ready for him to help us to grow so that when we leave the wedding, we can go empowered by his spirit. God bless you tonight as you prepare for this awesome and wonderful privilege of the vow renewal on Sabbath. Yes, it will be online. So you can watch. I Still Do. God is going to do amazing things for you. Good night, everybody. God bless you until we meet again. Peace.
Hold that.